Okie dokie. Hello, Kim.
Hello, Miss Jen. How are you?
Today we want to talk about photo reads.
Yay!
Yay.
Photo read.
Yeah, and I know there are some celebrity mediums, for lack of a better word, that will ask audience members to come with photos, and then a part of the time that they're presenting evidence, they'll have whoever their helpers are go pick a couple photos, from the audience people. And then I know that there are several group sites on the internet where people can post their photos and ask for readings based on, whatever photo they posted. So what is your take on photo reads?
What is my take on photo reads? Psychic. That is my take on photo reads. I'm not saying that spirit can't come in soon after that, or a spirit communicator that is connected to the person in the photo. So, but the first inclination of, I believe, is that it's a psychic read.
Yeah, it's a form of psychometry, right?
It's a form of psychometry. Exactly. It's a form of psychometry. That's what I believe. But I do believe also there are moments, or there are times where I've done it myself, where I have taken a photo. I don't do any photo reads anymore. Matter of fact, when somebody brings a photo with them to a reading, I tell them to put it away. And that is the danger with photo reads, because what happens is, you start to have an idea of who the person is within your own mind.
Right.
So you're using your mind, actually, because as soon as you see, for example, if you see a guy with a motorcycle helmet and a beard, you're automatically going to rough, tumbly, that he was in a motorcycle gang. You see him going to, Sturgis or Myrtle Beach on the bike runs, you automatically go there, right? And what happens is, it could have been somebody that was a doctor that liked to ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
Maybe he happened to have a beard,
right.
So,
or maybe it was his Halloween costume.
Maybe it was his Halloween costume.
You don't know. You don't know. I totally, yes, because I think that when we see a photo read or see a photo, not only is our perceptions like what you said, but you have, if it's a psychometry, right? You have the energy of the person that took the photo. You have the energy of the place and the situation and all the people present of that photo. You have the history of the place that's in the photo and all the objects that are in the photo. All of that can be psychometrized through that photo. And and we, and we'll start probably, with something like that if we look at the photo first, because that's just how we're built, yeah. You're right, it doesn't mean that spirit person or the connection isn't there, but I think if we recognize photo reads as a tool like any other psychometric tool or divination tool or whatever, that it's in that category. And there's a lot of mediums that use that to then build the energy or whatever those terms are that we use to get to the connection of the spirit person. But it's a tool.
But I think it gets you away from the purity of the reading.
Right.
Absolutely get you away from it, because like I said, you could see a picture of a girl with different colored hair with tattoos, and you already have a perceived notion of what she was like. Oh, I understand that she didn't follow the rules and that she was a free spirit. Well, no shit, so, right? So,
I think we get ourselves in the way with stuff like that. But it's a neat thing to practice with, to see where your energy does go. If you have somebody that's not a desperate client, and you bring each other like in a class situation, or just your friend and my friend, and to practice, because again, that's good practice with the energy and what information, and maybe even to get out of your own way for visuals and stuff. But I think you're right. I think there's a danger there when, so like you tell your client, I tell my client just to turn it upside down, put it on the table, and I don't look at it. Or, and at the end, if they want to tell me a story about the photo, or we look at it together after I've already, been with the reading,
Right.
you
Yeah,
know,
mean, I think photos are very, I use photos in my classes. So I
mhm,
think they're a very, very good tool, but I use them also because I have live people in photos, and then I have, the people that have passed in photos. So I would tell them, this is just for practice. This is just for practice, just to get them to have an idea of what psychic feels like versus what communication feels like. And I let them know, in the beginning, it's going to be a psychic hit, but then spirit can come in right after that as well. They could, so it's a good thing to practice with. I encourage people to practice with it. It's a tool just like anything else, but as far as like a regular diet of it,
no, you trust yourself and your connection.
I don't trust myself. That's what I did have a woman come over here with a bunch of, she had the photo album, for God's sake. She had the photo album with framed pictures and everything. And I said to her, you have to put that away. And she goes, oh, you don't want the pic? I'm like, no, because I'm going to have perceived notions of what she was like or what he was like. And I don't want that. I want it to be pure. I want it to be organic. I don't want to have that idea thrown into my head. So
That's good.
that's my feeling about picture.
Thanks, Kim. If you have a question for us, send them on in and we will add them to the list. Thank you.